You know that feeling, right? You're in a corporate training session, a university lecture, it's got great content, a smart presenter, but something's just off. There's a total disconnect. Well, today we're going to dig into why that happens so often and explore a whole new way of thinking that aims to fix this broken experience by totally redefining the learning environment itself.
Man, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's all about that trainer, that professor, who's giving it their all but feels like they're literally fighting the room they're in. That's the human side of this problem, and that's what we're here to solve. All right, so before we start talking about solutions, we've got to really understand the problem. And what's fascinating is that it's almost never about bad content or a bad trainer. The real issue is baked right into the design of our learning spaces. So, this is the million-dollar question. We've all sat through these sessions thinking, this should be good, so why am I so bored? Why do I feel so disconnected? It's a universal feeling, and now we're going to break down exactly why it happens. Look at this. It doesn't matter where you are, the environment is working against you. If you're physically in the room, you're squinting to see the screen, the presenter's back is turned to you half the time, and you can't even hear the question from the person on the other side of the room. And if you're remote, oh, it's even worse. You're just a tiny box on a screen, completely isolated. The result is the same for everyone, total disengagement. And this is what it feels like for the poor person trying to lead the session. It's their worst nightmare. You can't make eye contact, you can't read the body language, you have no idea if anyone is actually paying attention. You're just talking into the void. It's an impossible way to teach. Okay, so if the environment is the core problem, the solution isn't just another app or a new piece of software. No, the solution is to completely rethink and redesign the physical space itself. So let's build an immersive learning environment piece by piece.
Let's start with one of the oldest problems in the book. The second a teacher turns to the whiteboard, that connection with the class is instantly severed. Eye contact is gone. Engagement just dies. So how do we fix that?
The solution starts right here with the interactive podium. So what is it? Think of it as the instructor's command center. Now, how it works is brilliant. It has a big touchscreen that's a perfect copy of the main screen behind them. This lets them write, draw, and control everything while always facing the audience. You'll see these in any modern corporate training facility or university classroom. For a practical example, picture a professor explaining a really complicated diagram. They're looking right at the students, talking to them, drawing on the podium, and everything they draw appears instantly on the big screen for everyone to see. The connection is never broken. Okay, next up. What about physical stuff? You know, a page from a book, a product sample, a 3D model? How do you show that to a whole room and your remote audience at the same time? Just holding it up to a camera is clunky and unprofessional. It just doesn't work.
The answer is the ceiling visualizer. So what is it? It's basically a high-tech document camera that brings physical objects into the digital world, seamlessly. How it works is super simple. A 4K camera is mounted discreetly in the ceiling, aimed right at the presenter's desk. You put anything under it, a book, a phone, a circuit board, and a crystal clear image pops up on the main screen. It's used in places like engineering labs or medical schools all the time. As an example, a geology professor could place a rock sample under the visualizer, and the whole class, in person and online, can see every tiny detail as if they were holding it themselves.
Now, let's switch gears and talk about the people who aren't in the room. Their experience is usually just awful. It's one boring, static camera shot of the whole room. You feel like you're watching a security camera, not participating in a class. It's incredibly hard to stay engaged. And this is where the AI tracking camera is a total game changer. What is it? It's like having a professional robot camera operator in the room. Using smart AI, the camera automatically follows the presenter wherever they go. It zooms, it pans, it creates a dynamic, broadcast-quality video feed that's actually interesting to watch. This is an absolute must-have for any hybrid environment. Imagine a town hall meeting. The presenter is walking the stage, full of energy. The AI camera tracks them perfectly, giving remote employees a front-row seat that makes them feel like they're actually there. All right, now for the element that is so often ignored, but it can make or break an entire session: audio. Think about it. If someone in the front asks a question and the people in the back can't hear it, the whole conversation falls apart. Plus, a presenter who has to shout all day is going to be exhausted. Bad audio is the silent killer of engagement. This solution is a technology called VoiceLift. Now, what is it? It's a system designed to make conversation effortless. It's not a loud PA system. Here's how it works. Super sensitive microphones in the ceiling pick up whoever is talking, no matter where they are, and then a series of speakers provides a very gentle 12 decibel boost. It just lifts their voice enough so everyone can hear. It's perfect for larger meeting rooms where natural discussion is critical. So picture a big training session. Someone in the back corner asks a quiet question. Voice lift instantly makes it perfectly clear to everyone, and the conversation just flows. No more, sorry, could you repeat that?
Now, it's really important to understand that these aren't just separate gadgets thrown into a room. This is all part of an integrated system, built on patents and guided by a really clear philosophy called FAST. The technology has to deliver powerful functionality, it has to be aesthetically pleasing, it has to be incredibly simple to use, and most importantly, it has to bring people together. That's the goal. Okay, so now that we've designed the perfect single room, let's zoom out. How do you apply this thinking to an entire university campus or a whole corporate headquarters? Well, that's where you start building a smart ecosystem. And the number one rule of a smart campus is this: one size does not fit all. You have to be strategic. It's about putting the right tool in the right space for the right purpose. And this is what that strategy looks like in the real world. In the lobby, you've got massive LED displays, making a huge first impression. In the boardroom, where the stakes are highest, you have premium, flawless conferencing systems. And then for the giant auditorium, well, you're going to need some serious firepower. Yeah, for a space that big, a normal screen just won't do. You need a technique called edge blending. Basically, you take two or more really powerful laser projectors, point them at the same wall, and use software to stitch their images together perfectly. The result? One giant, super bright, and totally seamless image that looks incredible from every seat. And just like the visuals, the audio has to scale up too. In an auditorium, the goal isn't just about enabling conversation anymore. It's about sound reinforcement, making sure one primary speaker's voice carries with power and clarity to hundreds of people. This chart shows you the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got voice lift with its subtle 12 decibel boost for conversation. But on the right, you have a full sound reinforcement system giving you a much more powerful 20 decibel boost. That's the power you need to make sure a CEO's message lands with impact in a huge hall. Different tools for different jobs. So, once you've created this perfect live experience, what's next? Well, here's where it gets really powerful. What if you could save it? What if you could capture every single session, creating a permanent library of all that knowledge? And the good news is, there's a clear step-by-step path to get there. You start by making the in-room teaching amazing. Then you add the ability to capture those lessons. From there, you scale up the audio for your bigger rooms, first with voice lift, then with full sound reinforcement for the largest spaces. It's a logical, scalable journey. Okay, this brings us to our final and maybe the most fascinating piece of the puzzle. What happens when universities start thinking beyond the classroom and start building their own professional TV studios? This quote says it all. This is not just some niche thing for the film department anymore. We're talking about engineering schools, medical schools. Every single one of them is building recording studios. This is a fundamental, system-wide shift. So you have to ask, who's paying for all this? And the answer is really telling. It's not just coming from the university's own budgets. In many cases, like this example from India, it's actual government grants being handed out with the specific goal of building these studios. That tells you this is part of a bigger national strategy. And the tech they are using is straight out of Hollywood. With virtual sets, what the audience sees is a slick production, maybe a panel discussion in a gorgeous hotel lobby. But the reality? It's just a couple of people in a small room with a green sheet hanging behind them. This is the level of professional quality that is now possible right on campus. So when you connect all these dots, the big picture is undeniable. The boom in on-campus TV studios isn't an accident. It's a deliberate, well-funded, strategic plan to create high-quality digital educational content and distribute it on a massive scale. And this leaves us with one final, huge question to think about. If any lecture can be a perfect, polished recording that you can watch whenever you want, what does that mean for the physical classroom? What does the in-person experience need to become to even justify its existence? That is a profound question for the entire future of education.